Let's talk about the reason why a lot of Asians are emotionally stunted, or another way to phrase it is emotionally unavailable. Now, I am going to be calling out my fellow Asians here, but there is a big reason why Asians just don't show a lot of emotions. If you've grown up Asian, particularly East Asian, then you'll know what I'm talking about. I am half Vietnamese and half Chinese, and the way that we grow up is we literally don't show affection to our family members because it's considered weird. There are so many jokes about this where, your parents will not say sorry to you or try to comfort you, but their way of comforting is cutting you up some fruit and slipping it through the door to say sorry or to cheer you up and make you feel better. I don't know what it is, whether it's like the lack of ability to have confrontation or just the difficulty of feeling vulnerable emotionally. But it makes you find confrontation and emotional vulnerability really difficult when you've grown up because you've never experienced it in your childhood. And the other thing as well is when you grow up, you don't really see your parents like hug or kiss or show physical affection. And I'm not saying that every single Asian is like this, but a vast majority of Asians are like this, and that is why it is a pretty common stereotype among us, and that's why there's so many jokes about it. But as a child, it's really important to see examples of healthy resolution of conflict and being able to be vulnerable and being able to confront or have proper boundaries. I'm a pediatric occupational therapist, so I learned all this in uni and through my work, and I was like, reflecting on my own childhood, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I witnessed that growing up, which might explain a lot of my own issues. As I grew older, I had to realize that I didn't have these examples and then actively work on them as an adult. But in the same vein, not trying to hold so much resentment for my family because it is a different cultural upbringing. There was a lot of like Confucius, Taoist ideals that kind of was embedded in East Asian culture. I think when you view it from the lens of it's not like they're withholding their love, they just show it in a different way. So it might not be as open as other cultures, like, in Western cultures, it's very open, like, you hug and kiss or do whatever. But the way that we express our love as Asians is usually through acts of service. So what I said before, cutting up a piece of fruit or your parents helping you out. When I grew up, even though I didn't experience that outward emotion of love, I never questioned my parents' love for me because I always knew that they loved me through the actions that they did. They sacrificed so much for me. If you've watched my other videos, you would know they've done so much for me. They've helped me out in very practical ways. And now that's the way that I show my love as well. And I did have to kind of work on trying to expand my expressions of love. But I think once you understand that as long as you have kind of healthy expressions of emotional vulnerability as you age, but also understanding that there is different forms of showing love, I think that's a healthy balance. So, not swinging either side. So discussing all this, I think it's important to realize that one person's view of being emotionally stunted or emotionally unavailable might not actually be what you see on the surface, because one person's upbringing doesn't mean that they don't love you. It could just be you're looking for the wrong things. So good to keep in mind.